There are plenty of magazines aimed at young women, but what about young Muslim women? Muslim Girl magazine has been published since January 2007. Ausma Khan is editor-in-chief. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about how Muslim Girl got started. Where was it born?
It was sort of born from ideas I've had for the last 2 decades about what Muslim women need, what are their challenges and priorities, and also from being in Muslim communities and talking to young women about what are the unique things that face them, how they want to be included and represented. So we came up with this idea that this is a very underrepresented group and let's deliver something specifically for them.
I was talking to colleagues this morning and someone said, oh, it's sort of like 17 for Muslim girls. And you say, sort of.
Sort of in the sense that visually we aspire to that kind of quality, that kind of design, certainly. But we're very different in the sense that we tend to go beyond the types of issues that are typically covered in magazines aimed at teens or young women. Much more substantive, I think, aiming at the development of girls, their character, their ideas, achievements, aspirations, even their fears.
You have to cater to sort of a broad range in beliefs and cultures, frankly, right?
That's correct, yes. Muslim communities are very diverse, so you want to try to include girls from every possible background, every different kind of approach to faith.
Talk to me about the fashion angle. How do you approach that?
It's very unique in our publication, but Muslim women in North America are very much like other American and Canadian women. They're very interested in fashion. They're very plugged in. They want to look chic and stylish and contemporary, but they want to do so within the confines of their own values. So it's a bit of a challenge for them to find clothes that are suitably modest, but still very up to the minute, very contemporary, and we try to address those needs with the kind of fashion that we show in our pages.
We've seen some of the pictures. Can you give us an example of some of the articles and some of the fashion spreads that you've done?
Sure. Well, we've done one that was called The Runway to MG Way, which is where we looked at what's contemporary for spring, what are the trends on runways today, and that's the kind of thing young Muslim women are certainly following, such as, for example, a tunic dress or the color yellow or stripes, and then we simply adapt that to something that Muslim girls would actually wear. So they would wear a tunic dress, but they might pair it with leggings or pants so that they could adjust for their own values.
And we should point out that this comes from your own personal journey, something that you were looking for as a young girl that just wasn't out there for you as a young Muslim woman.
That's right. When I was growing up, I was looking for stories about people like me, things that represented my values and that would speak to my unique experience, and there really was nothing like that out there. And speaking to young women from across North America, we found that they were experiencing the same thing, a sense of isolation, marginalization, and here was a way to really tell their stories and include them.
There are very liberal homes and there are very conservative. You grew up a conservative Muslim. How do you, in the pages of one issue, sort of have something for everybody?
Yeah, it's a challenge, certainly, editorially, every issue to do that. But I think if you're just staying true to the core values that all of our readers share, you're eventually going to address something that everyone has in common and find that common point. I think also Muslim girls are very mutually respectful and tolerant of different approaches to faith. So it doesn't matter what kind of story that we're telling, they're all going to find something of relevance or interest in it.
Are there any topics that are just simply taboo that you just can't go near?
I don't think we would say any topic is taboo, but we certainly have to be sensitive in how we approach things such as relationships, dating. If we'd ever wanted to do a story on, say, homosexuality and Islam, we'd have to be very careful in how we approach them.
But will you go there? Are you going to tackle these tough topics, or is it just something that is not possible?
No, we actually have already tackled things like dating, relationships, marriage. We have a relationship column in every issue, and girls write about this stuff to us all the time. So we definitely will tackle it, but we'll be very careful to remain within the boundaries of community values. But we think it is important to challenge our communities, not to be complacent on these issues.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic. Tell us, where can we find Muslim Girl magazine?
Well, we're carried nationwide in Barnes & Noble, many other bookstores and chains, and you can also go to our website, which is muslimgirlworld.com, and find us there.
It's terrific. I'm really glad you're doing it. Ausma Khan, thank you so much for being with us.